Well, okay. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tygrax, and this is Utopia Season 1, Episode 2. Today we have a couple things planned, nothing too crazy, just a little bit more building on our main base and a new area that others can use, and thinking up some more future plans. Alright, let's take a look. Okay, let's see. Oh, that needs to close. And, ooh, what's this? 15 bookshelves as promised. Ah, yes. So this is a gift from Tally, who visited earlier, asking about an enchanting table, which I did have, but I had no place to put the enchanted table, and I also didn't have any books. So he decided to give me a bunch, and then I promised to make an enchanting room. So that is our first project for the day, an enchantment setup. So the place I'm thinking of building the enchantment setup is actually right over there. I thought it would be kind of cool. In between these areas and floating above the water, being a little bit further away, it would give us a little bit of a dark, kind of spooky vibe. So I was thinking we could either jump off here and swim to the area and kind of go up by ladder, which is completely doable. And then I could make the path to climb up, like maybe right here, so it's easy enough to find, or I could have it like right over here. Now that I think about it, instead of ladders, as much as I just wasted a bunch of stuff to make them, I could just make it like a little windy step case, which is just a little bit more fun. Again, we'll light it up a little bit so we can see. Maybe bring this up a tiny bit so that when people come, they can just kind of go blub, 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 and they're up. Cool, that works. Now that we have just the base down and we have the stairs behind us to get up, we now have to decorate the area. I did put all the slabs just below the blocks so that everything can be placed on top without having anything awkward. The other thing we have to think about is supports. Though the stones are supports, I think that adding an extra amount of supports like the pillars in the back there would be really, really good just to have like an added structure, especially in waterlogged areas. So we want to use as much support as we possibly can to make it a little bit more logical. So we definitely want to add some support beams. So we're going to take our oak logs and our spruce logs, some spruce fences so that we can put them along the way. And then we want to know where our support beams are. So if the stone supports are here, then maybe putting a support beam, let's say like right here would be a good idea. And then we can put that there and that there, like so. There we go, we got our first support up. And then with these, we can just do what we did before. Like that, there we go. So we got the one support beam. We could have one right over here. Let's move that there. So like right where the stairs are, we could have a support beam. That way it makes a lot more sense why there's stairs here. So if we take this out, and this is our support area. Yeah. And then we could also add a little bit more supports as well. And then for this area, because it's touching the water, we could also have it all the way over here if we wanted to, just so it's like an extra support. And that we could also put the spruce on top like that. This would also allow us to put like a lantern here. And then for this area, we could very simply do maybe this, just cap it off. Maybe do like a stair wall kind of thing. Like so. Yeah, that works. So we have some stuff, so we're going to put our lantern here. That's not too bad, lighting up wise. This over here, we could do that. Light it up over there. And the bookcases could be here. They could be. I don't like putting things against walls unless it's absolutely necessary, and I also don't like destroying what we see on the walls initially. Like if I move too much of that, we're going to lose some of the hanging gravel, and I like the particle effects that it's giving us. And then for this, the ground could change, because we can't add anything above the level of the enchantment table, but we could add things here. So now we have that support going, so we have that cool effect. And I mean, we could, if we really wanted to, we could just add that, and then kind of like can see below it. So let's put the enchantment table down. And then let's put our 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How about we do something fun? I think this will work. We can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I think that's 30. Yeah, that's 30. Okay, cool. So this setup works good, and it doesn't have to be too kooky. And then that allows us to put like a lantern there and a lantern there on either side so the whole area is lit up. Or we could do a lantern right there because that side's already lit up with that lantern. And then we can put some other things here and some other things there. What else could we do? We could put like a chest right here that could hold all our lapis for people to use. Let's go to these trapdoors. Like so. Then we could just block it off so it's like its own little area maybe. Like so. Now I've collected a few items to decorate the place a little bit more, and that includes some lichen, some vines, some acacia logs, and some birch leaves. And we're just going to go around, spatter them around the place, add a little bit more green, and some Mars carpets, and we're going to decorate the place a little bit more and finish off this area. We'll add some around the wet area because that's where moss would grow. So a little bit more here. Maybe we'll add some moss over here. And then we got some vines, so we'll hang some over in this location. We can hang some like on the actual sides over here. Because I mean, they would definitely grow in that area. To light up this under part, maybe we'll add some lichen. And then maybe, we'll add a little bit there. Maybe even on the bookcase, because that's kind of cool. I hope it doesn't grow here and like affect it. We'll see. I hope it won't, but you never know. So I wanted to try a slight organic, not like anything super crazy. I wanted to add a tree growing out of the ceiling area and kind of like wrapping around and whatnot. So let's try starting maybe about here. And it will come out there, and maybe we can add it going down just a little bit more. And then we could take our moss to prevent any guys like spawning on it. And then the ones that are touching the water, we can take like our lichen, put it down in there. And there will also be some acacia leaves as well, so we'll bring those out as well. We'll fill that in a little bit. And there we have it, our finalized enchanting area. A little dock port area, the wrapping tree around the one pillar, and just having a little bit of light sources here and there, and utilizing the falling gravel for appeal, and just utilizing the light and the rocks and everything else. I think this build is done and completely accessible for everyone else to use. Before moving on to our next thing that I want to do to our area, I wanted to visit Solo, who's our neighbor. So let's go to his area and check it out. A little donkey. Hello, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good. I really like your area. It's very, very cool.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a work in progress, but it's coming along.
Kind of reminds me of a villager church, but like updated.
Yeah. It's like I was going for like an abbey.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, very cool. I like your palette. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's very starter material.
Yeah, yeah.
What I have.
You did stone, I did wood.
I have a cave too.
Oh, you do?
Started,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hello.
I started decorating it. I still need to finish it. I need bone meal.
Do you need particles? Like a flower? Because I have a flower if you want it.
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I could go grab it.
Sure.
Do you think you need one or two? I don't know the radius on flowers.
I don't know either. Did you find a lush cave or something?
Yeah, I got lost in my travels. If you come across a mangrove, I would love a mangrove.
I've got a few propagules.
Oh, you do? Ah, sweet. Thank you, thank you.
You're
awesome.
welcome.
Awesome trade. I'm happy with that. Well, that was nice as Solo. Now we have our mangrove. So the next part that I want to edit is the other side of my house. I did a little bit, but I wanted to do the rest with you. Now the first thing I was thinking was for this wall area, I was going to probably mimic this right here. So all we need is the dark oak and just to fill these in. Like so. And it adds a nice little texture on either side. I'm not quite sure if I want to fill in the sides, but right now they look pretty cool. Now, originally I wasn't going to add a hallway. I was just going to add maybe another room or something in this area. But then I realized that a bunch of Unity players have giant boats. I myself like my small boats, but the giant boats need somewhere to dock because every time they come to visit, they can't go underneath my build. They kind of have to just bob outside the water and find a way in. So we're going to lead this all the way down into the water here and make a kind of dock so that everyone can find my place and have it be a little bit accessible. So now that we have the docks in place, I added these two pushed out docks here so that a boat can like park right behind me or, you know, off to the side. I didn't want to make too much of the area a dock primarily because I wasn't originally going to add it, but this will do for now. The other thing I added were these right here because I want everything to have supports so it makes a little bit more sense. So we're going to add the supports. And then like before, we're going to add the spruce wood all the way down because it's been spending time underwater. And we're going to do that for everything else. Like so. There, now we have some really nice dock supports. And then we can finish it off by adding some slabs. The next thing we need to figure out is how we're going to make this front area a little bit more appealing. And I was thinking we're going to try this front roof design a little on this side and just kind of merge it into the side of the wall and do a little bit of terraforming to make it make a tiny bit more sense. And there we have it. Something simple, nothing too complicated, and completely void of doors. I just don't really like doors. So now that we have our simple exit area for our tiny little dock area to appease all the big boaters, let's get on to what we really want to do. And that's beautifying this area. So what I'll be needing for this is lots of glowberries, dark oak logs. Finally, I get to use dark oak. I'm going to be needing a lot of dark oak log slabs, including azalea leaves. What I want to do around my area is create willow trees. but like wispy willow trees that float along the water. I think that would actually make this area look very, very aesthetically pleasing. The other thing I'm going to do, because it's a request from all my fellows here, is create a path directly behind me that gracefully goes up the side of the hill and goes up to our tree farm. That way they don't have to, you know, jump on top of the hill, jump on top of my house to get up like I do every single time I want to go up there, and I guess it makes it easier for me somewhat. First, we want to think of where we want to build the trees, and what I'm thinking is along the water, because then if we build it here, and it will go up and over and drape over the water and kind of float on top, which will make it really pretty. That will also fill up this space so it's not so empty and kind of make sure that people park their boats here. I'll be doing the same over here, maybe have some up higher, but really I want it to come out and fill up all this space here. So basically willow trees are a little tricky. I didn't really have any tutorial for them or anything, so I kind of just fiddled around with things, and this is basically what I came up with. So I'm gonna take this and go up. Now, a lot of this may look a little ugly because it's a little all over the place, but trust the process. It has some merit to it, I guess. And the thing with the willows is that I want to get a bunch of different levels to it, and in order to do that, I'm going to need slabs. Because as long as the slab is on this side, then it will fall down. So what we're going to do first is we're going to place the glowberries on all the flat surfaces, like so. And then we're going to take the dark oak slabs and we're going to put them like that. I know it's very floaty, but you won't see it once we're done. And then when you put them down like that, you can put the glowberries down like that. And that allows you to kind of make this effect that goes down like this. It looks really goofy, but that's what the azalea leaves are for. And that also gives us a little bit more free reign to move things out a little bit in different directions and have things hang down a little bit kind of nilly-willy. Once you're satisfied with how you've laid everything out, you can start working on placing the azalea leaves. Now, thankfully, azalea leaves are very close to glowberry leaves, so all you have to do is fill the top and make it not look so crazy. And because we use slabs, they're the easiest to cover up. I really wish azalea leaves could have glowberries on them. It would make the design so much better, but I'm not going to complain too much because at least this works. And mainly you just want to be sure that you're covering the sides of the planks. Now eventually all of these will grow down and start covering the water, and with a boat you could technically go through it without breaking it. I'm going to go through and I'm just going to finish it off as well as stealing some glowberries so it doesn't light it up too much, but it does give a tiny bit of a nice look when it's at night if you do leave the occasional glowberry. And now with even 2 willows, look how much more prettier this area is. It adds so much more life to this tiny little build. And when I'm done with all of these, I'll show you around. And here we go, a bunch of willow trees around the area. The next part we have to tackle is the area behind me, the little path up above to kind of wind its way up to the tree farm. Got my trusty shovel with me. Totally built a tree in the way, did not think of that when I did it. So we're just going to get rid of a lot of the dirt in our way and kind of see about what we can do about getting ourselves up there. Now, one of the biggest things I don't want to do is add like just a bunch of stairs going all the way down. If I can make this look as natural as possible, I am achieving my goal. So now that we have a windy path up to the forested area where my tree farm is, I'm gonna now have to make it a little bit aesthetically pleasing. And how I'm going to do that is with stairs, slabs, and a little bit of different angled stone, but we just need to beautify a little bit and make it a little bit more sensical. And then we'll just sprinkle in a little bit of, I don't know, flora. So I'm quite happy with this. Today's been a very, very productive day. We completed a path as well as decorated our outside with these willow trees. And then if we go under here, we finished off our enchantment area. We've had such a productive day, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have watched all the way up to now, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!